Shalom. First of all, I'd like to start by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Wakar Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Archeum out there doing this work in sincerity and in truth. My name's Amarth Kwam, coming back at you with another quick video regarding sackcloth and mourning. The subject matter is that right now we wear sackcloth because we're in mourning, but in the kingdom we shall be glad. And that's what we're going to be proving through going into the scriptures today. So I'm going to start by reading Revelations 11:3. And I will give power unto my two witnesses, the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom. So the two witnesses represent Israel. All right. The elect. And they shall prophesy 1,260 days clothed in sackcloth. All right. So those brothers that teach this truth in sincerity, all right, and break down the prophecies the correct way, brothers in Great Millstone. You might see us wearing, well, you will see us wearing garments of sackcloth, okay, an inferior material, and there's a reason behind that. Plus, it's a part of prophecy, okay. So from here, we're gonna go into the definition of sackcloth to identify what it represents and why we wear it. Garments of sackcloth. So we're going to go down to the word sackcloth here. In the Greek, the word for sackcloth is sakkos, but it says here origin in Hebrew, which is shark. All right, and it says sackcloth, sack. All right, a sack for grain. So you might have an inferior material, which you wouldn't cut a sack of potatoes, the old-fashioned sack, right, and then, you know, cut holes in it and put your arms through it, okay, because it would be an inferior material, okay, as if you wouldn't go on the high street and purchase that, okay, and then try and, you know, make it into a garment for you to wear to a party or something, okay. It's an inferior material. But then it goes on to say, worn in mourning or humiliation. All right. So the reason why we wear sackcloth is because it's a garment in the ancient world which men would wear as a sign of mourning. Okay. Now, just to further go into that point, we're going to go to the reason why we are mourning, okay? So from here, we're going to go to Matthew 9:14 to identify why we're mourning. Then came to him the disciples of John, saying, why do we and the Pharisees fast often? So there was an issue that the disciples came to Yahweh Shai with regarding fasting. Why other men that was with Yahweh Shai wasn't fasting, but then when they wasn't with Yahweh Shai, they were fasting. So it said, then came to him the disciples of John, saying, why do we and the Pharisees fast often, but thy disciples fast not? And Yahweh Shai said unto them, can the children of the bride chamber mourn? All right, and the bride chamber is Israel, okay? Because we're the bride that is going to be married to our bridegroom, which is Yahweh Shai. And the word marry just means to be joined together. All right, that's why you would have a bride and a bridegroom that would be brought together. Okay, the same way, likewise, Israel will be brought together with Yahweh Shai when he returns. So I'll continue. It says, can the children of the bride chamber, Israel, mourn as long as the bridegroom, Yahweh Shai, is with them? The answer is no, because Yahweh Shai is there, so they don't need to mourn. But the days will come when the bridegroom, Yahweh Shai, shall be taken from them. And that happened. And then shall they fast. Okay? So the point is, the reason why we're in mourning is because Yahweh Shai is not with us, and we mourn till the Yahweh Shai returns. All right. So from here, I'd like to go to Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. All right. And the reason why I brought that scripture out is to show you that you got guys that are not mourning for the return of Yahweh Shai. They're feasting because they want their life on this side, in this kingdom. They're not mourning for the kingdom to come through Yahweh Shai. And they adorn themselves in like manner, not wearing sackcloth, or basically adorning their clothes in a fashionable way. You know, designing their garments where people would be in awe of their dress sense, their dress code. Men will reverence the way they're dressed with maybe jewels, studs, or however they fashion their garments. But we're not in that house of feasting. We're not in that spirit. Okay, we're in the spirit of mourning for the return of Yahweh Shai. That's why we don't wear flashy garments. Okay, and when you see those people wearing those flashy garments, it's a sign that they ain't about this truth. Okay, they ain't about the scriptures and what the scripture says. And we read it earlier about Revelations 11:3. So I'm going to continue from here. Basically, I wanted to just read a list of examples. I'm not going to read all the scriptures, but you can read them for yourself. I'll just give you the list of examples where basically men would be in mourning, and they would gird themselves with sackcloth. All right, you can read Isaiah 51:11. You know, I might as well read one of them at least. It says, therefore, the redeemed of the Lord shall return. Oh, Salakia, that's not the one I wanted to get into. Bear with me for one moment. Salakia. Basically, here's a list. You can see the scriptures I've listed, which is as examples of mourning. And I will turn Amos 8:10, and I will turn your feasts into mourning and all your songs into lamentation, weeping, suffering. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head, stress. And I will make it as a mourning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day. Anyway, like I said, I'm not going to read all of them. You can check out the scriptures as you see them on the screen. That's Amos 8:10, Joel 1:13, Ezekiel 7:18, Lamentations 2:10, Jeremiah 48:37, and Isaiah 37:1. All right, those are the scriptures that you can check out. So the second part of my this video was gonna go into, like I said in the title, right now we wear sackcloth, but we're in mourning. But in the kingdom we shall be glad. Okay, and that's what we're gonna go into the latter part of that which I just said. So I'm gonna start by reading Isaiah 51:11. It says, therefore the redeemed of the Lord shall return. All right, that's the elect, and come with singing unto Zion, and everlasting joy shall be upon their head. So on the flip side, we've gone through that mourning process, but then our mourning is going to be turned into feasting. All right, that baldness is gonna cease. All right. And we're going to have joy shall be upon their head. All right. Instead of stress, they shall obtain gladness and joy. All right. We're going to obtain it through Yahweh Shai when he returns. And sorrow and mourning shall flee. All right. We're not going to be shall flee away. We're not going to be experiencing or going through the things we're going through right now. All right. With trials and tribulations and so forth. Because we're going to have Yahweh Shai near unto us. So from here, I'm going to go to Isaiah 60 and 20. This is Isaiah 60 verse 20. It says, thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. For the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of mourning shall be ended. All right, and that's the point. Our mourning is going to come to an end when Yahweh Shai returns. All right, we ain't going to have to prophesy anymore, you know, because the time for prophesying about the chip is now. The time for prophesying about Yahweh Shai's return is now. America being destroyed, that's now, okay? But we're not going to have to be making videos and teaching one to another of what's to come, because by that time, on the flip side of things, we're going to have Yahweh Shai with us, who's going to be that everlasting light, that our understanding within us, all right, that wisdom within us, because you know, pertaining to Hebrews, the 8th chapter, the law is going to be written in our hearts, man. We're going to have a pure understanding, you know. We're going to be on automatic righteousness. So therefore, there will be no need for the curses which cause us to mourn. So from here, I'm going to go to Jeremiah 31. And 13. It says, then shall the virgin rejoice in the dance, both young men and old together. So we're going to be in rejoicing. For I will turn their mourning into joy and will comfort them. All right. And Yahweh Shai is that comforter. All right. Some men would wish that they could take that title and place it upon themselves. But this word is what comforts us. And Yahweh Shai is the word. And make them rejoice from their sorrow. All right. We're going to be rejoicing for the fact that we ain't got to bear the afflictions of the curses. Bear the afflictions of this so-called white man. Bear the afflictions of our minds for going off. Okay, so the next scripture is Psalms 30. Psalms 30 and 11. It says, thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing. All right, suffering into celebration. Thou hast put off my sackcloth. All right, so we're not going to have those garments, those signs of mourning anymore. All right, our garments, and well, if we're not going to be mourning, we're going to be kings and priests upon the earth, as the scripture says, a nation of kings and priests. Don't kings and priests adorn themselves with garments of royalty? You look like a chicken with 10 heads if you was bearing a king, if you was a king and bearing the garment of sackcloth. All right. If you're in power and royalty, you wear that which is you know, sufficient for a king. Anyway, and girded me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to thee and not be silent. O Lord, my power, I will give thanks unto thee forever. All right, which summarizes up everything I wanted to, bring out in this video regarding sackcloth and mourning. Sackcloth is a garment that represents mourning, and we ain't going to be in the state of mourning forever. We await Yahweh's return to turn our mourning into gladness. And with that, I hope you brothers were edified, and I'm going to say shalom.